Hey guys, this is Mark Ganter from Little Water Distillery. Thanks so much for what you're doing. Really, kind of respect the kind of giving back aspect of your company, and it's something that we all should aspire to, and we certainly hope to aspire to it, and hope to stay in business to kind of do the things you guys are doing. So I'm the owner of Little Water Distillery. I founded it with my brother about 4 years ago. We're a craft distillery in Atlantic City. We launched in 2016 with one spirit, and at this point, 4 years later, we have five core brands that we worked really hard to kind of get out into the marketplace and build a community of followers around. Atlantic City is not an easy place to do business. It's been dominated by the casino industry for a very long time, and a lot of what happens is kind of built around gaming and tourism. And we're one of the earlier kind of entrants into the market, into the economy that kind of have a non-gaming offering. We're a manufacturer first and foremost. We're secondly a community member for sure. And thirdly, we are sort of a tour and tasting operation. We're sort of the alternative to what most people would come to Atlantic City and expect. And it's been really great for us. We've been able to kind of build a real indigenous kind of market, a lot of great followers, turn a dilapidated corner in a part of the city that had no manufacturing business or any businesses for that matter into a destination for not only ourselves, but we've actually been able to attract a brewery to open up next to us, and an axe throwing studio adjacent to that. The axe throwing studio has had to close its doors since the pandemic, and we're not certain whether they're going to make it, but we certainly hope they are. Since launching, we introduced, as I said, five brands: White Cap Whiskey, Liberty Rum, Prosperity Rum, 48 Blocks Vodka, and Rusted Revolver Gin. 48 Blocks in particular is a real special one for us because it was a vodka that we'd only intended to release to Atlantic City. We were going to keep it sort of a handshake to our new home. We were also very partnered, and I was invited to be on the board of the Atlantic City Arts Foundation, which is one of the really cool kind of new cultural offerings in Atlantic City. And it's a nonprofit that we managed to bring sort of artistic creation and enable artists to sort of like ply their craft in Atlantic City. We've funded about 47 murals at this point. Some really world class murals on walls that were being unused and certainly unactivated, and kind of created this cultural dimension to Atlantic City, which has been lacking for so many years. And with 48 Blocks Vodka, for every bottle we sell, we can donate 50 cents back to the Arts Foundation. I was hired or not hired, but invited as a fundraising chair for the nonprofit. So this was a cool way for us to tie our new business back to a new kind of organization, nonprofit that was doing really cool cultural work in Atlantic City. We both started literally, we were both kind of established within a few months of one another randomly and coincidentally, and it's been a great project and great partnership ever since. We try and do as many things with our business and our outreach, as a company as we can to sort of foster both like the goodwill of the community and kind of develop the industry and the market around us. When Atlantic City succeeds, we have a better chance of succeeding, and we're trying really hard to be that kind of corporate citizen that can kind of help enable that in any way we can. We do tastings and events for every fundraiser, for the Boys and Girls Club, the Community Food Bank, Covenant House, Fire and Police, a number of smaller institutions that are doing a kind of backpack preparation for at need children and students. Some of the swimming teams and some of the other kind of like sports groups around, just really trying to kind of be present wherever we can, and trying to be in the public eye, not only to kind of support their cause, but also let them know that Little Water Distillery is here. Getting back to the purpose of the application, since our business is largely based on retail sales to the bar and restaurant industry, which has really kind of taken a hit, a very significant hit. They're now back open after the shutdown in New Jersey in late March. Now they're kind of back online, but at 25% capacity. Very few of them are open to kind of purchasing anything more than they need from a spirit standpoint, and certainly trying to not kind of go too far outside the lines and stick with national brands and kind of very, very familiar brands, which makes a new entrant into the marketplace very, very difficult, especially when we don't have direct access to do tours and tastings or intro tastings with the staff and sometimes their customers for promotional nights. There's a lot of, maintaining distance just means you can't directly engage with people like we used to be able to in the outside of this company. Our own on-premise or on-site tour and tasting operation has been significantly reduced to 25%. In fact, we didn't even open up until September, or open back up till September, because I simply couldn't get staff that wanted to kind of be present there and wanted to work there, given the fact that we were opening our doors to people coming in. Most of them were out-of-towners, and it raised a lot of concern with the safety of our staff. And frankly, we're small enough where if one person were to kind of contract the virus, the whole operation shuts down, and that hamstrings everyone, from a manufacturing standpoint to distribution standpoint. So it's been very tentative and very, very, very challenging. Nonetheless, we've managed to hang on. We made hand sanitizer this summer, which assisted, but it's not something that the company is poised to produce efficiently, but we were able to do it. We were able to donate a ton of it, and also sell some of it, to keep the lights on. But now that market is completely gone and ended, and we're wholly relying on our manufacturing distribution business as well as our tour and tasting operation, we're barely hanging on. And going into the winter months in a seasonally touristed town like Atlantic City, frankly, the prospects are grim that we're going to be able to drive revenue through our tour and tasting room, as well as kind of service the bar and restaurant market. So we're relying wholly on retail, which is about maybe 25% of our revenue stream. And usually in the retail market, the liquor stores around our area in the state, we rely on doing in-store tours and tasting, or not tours, rather in-store tastings, to get people to kind of learn about the product, engage with them, ignite their curiosity, and hope that they take the product home with them and share it with friends and family. So what we're asking for from your fund is basically monthly bridge capital, up to $10,000 would allow us to keep our full-time staff, which is one person right now, in addition to myself, and our part-time staff, which is anywhere from 3 to 4, a bookkeeper and tour and tasting staff, employed, to get us into the spring and summer months when we hope, the economy opens up and we can get beyond the 25% capacity in all our bars and restaurants, as well as continue to produce our product and have inventory available. Also pay our rent and utilities. So that's the sum total of the request. Up to $10,000, I think, would get us pretty far in kind of preserving that, at least bridge us into that point where we can kind of stand on our own 2 feet again. We appreciate you listening. We thank you for kind of considering us, and we look forward to a favorable response on our application, and once again appreciate everything you're doing for us and the business community. Thanks, guys.